$150 billion secret hiding in plain sight? What if I told you that one of the most powerful companies in the world is hiding a $150 billion secret? A secret so valuable that it's locked away in a high-security vault. A secret so protected that only 2 people on the planet are allowed to know it at any given time. And a secret so controversial that it has sparked corporate espionage, lawsuits, and even black market dealings. It's the formula for Coca-Cola. For over a century, no drink has been more iconic. Coca-Cola is everywhere, from vending machines in Tokyo to street stalls in Africa. It's more than just a soft drink. It's a global empire with an estimated worth of $150 billion. But here's the big question. What makes it so special? Some say it's just sugar, water, and branding, that Coca-Cola has no real secret. Others believe there's something hidden inside the formula that gives it a unique taste, an addictive quality, and an edge no competitor has been able to replicate. But here's the twist. What if the secret formula is a lie? For years, the company has promoted the idea that its recipe is one of the most carefully guarded secrets in history. They even built a vault in Atlanta to protect it. But is the formula inside even real? Here's where things get strange. Coca-Cola claims that only 2 people in the entire world know the full formula at any given time. These executives cannot travel together, and when one of them leaves the company, they must personally pass on the knowledge by word of mouth. Think about that. No written records, no digital copies, no backups. So here's the real mystery. Why does Coca-Cola go to such extreme lengths to keep it a secret? Is the recipe really that special? Or is there something else they're hiding? And what if I told you that someone may have already leaked the formula, and no one even noticed? In this video, we expose the dark secrets behind Coca-Cola's legendary recipe, how it was created in the shadows, the insane security measures to protect it, and the disturbing theories that suggest there's more to Coca-Cola than we ever imagined. And by the end of this video, you'll see why Coca-Cola has fought so hard to keep the truth hidden. Was Coca-Cola invented by a drug dealer? Imagine this. It's the year 1886. Inside a small pharmacy in Atlanta, Georgia, a man is mixing up a strange concoction in his laboratory. He stirs a thick, dark syrup into a bubbling liquid and takes a sip. What he just created would become the most famous drink in the world. But here's what they don't tell you. The man who invented Coca-Cola wasn't just a pharmacist. He was a drug dealer. His name was John Stith Pemberton, a Civil War veteran turned chemist. But his story wasn't one of success. It was one of addiction, desperation, and regret. The man behind the formula Pemberton wasn't your ordinary pharmacist. After suffering a brutal injury in battle, he became hooked on morphine, which was commonly used as a painkiller. As his addiction worsened, he became desperate to find an alternative, a way to ease his pain without the dangers of morphine dependency. That's when he discovered coca leaves. Yes, the same coca leaves that produce cocaine. At the time, coca leaves weren't illegal. In fact, they were considered a miracle drug. Doctors prescribed them for everything from headaches to depression. Even Sigmund Freud praised coca leaves, claiming they could enhance mental clarity and reduce fatigue. So, the first version of Coca-Cola was a drug? Pemberton combined coca leaves with another powerful ingredient, cola nuts, which contained caffeine. The result? A drink that was essentially a drug-infused energy booster. Originally called Pemberton's French Wine Coca, this early version of Coca-Cola was marketed as a brain tonic, a drink that could cure headaches, boost energy, and even help people fight addiction. But there was a problem. In the late 1800s, concerns over alcohol abuse led to the rise of prohibition laws, banning alcoholic beverages in parts of the United States. Since Pemberton's original drink contained wine, he was forced to reformulate it. So, he replaced the wine with carbonated water, and that's when Coca-Cola, as we know it, was born. Pemberton's biggest mistake. What Pemberton didn't realize was that he had just created a product worth billions. Struggling financially and still battling addiction, he made a tragic decision. He sold the rights to his formula for just a few $100s. That's right. The man who invented Coca-Cola, the most famous drink on the planet, died, broke and forgotten. By the time he passed away in 1888, he had no idea that his simple tonic would become one of the most powerful brands in history. But here's where things get even more mysterious. After Pemberton's death, something suddenly vanished from Coca-Cola's formula, and no one knows why. Could it be that Coca-Cola was forced to hide something from the public? Or did they keep part of the original formula in secret, without ever telling the world? One thing is clear, Coca-Cola didn't just remove cocaine from its drink, it buried the truth. Why only 2 people in the world know this? By the early 1900s, Coca-Cola had transformed from a small-town drugstore tonic into a global empire. But as the drink exploded in popularity, something suspicious happened. The company suddenly stopped listing all of its ingredients. For years, people knew that Coca-Cola contained coca leaves. But then, one day, it was gone. Did they really remove cocaine? Coca-Cola claims they removed the cocaine from their recipe in 1929 after public pressure. But some believe they didn't really remove it. They just changed how it was processed. Even today, a special decoconized coca leaf extract is still used in the drink. And guess who has exclusive rights to import coca leaves in the United States? Coca-Cola. That's right, no other company can legally use coca leaves in food or drink products. So, if Coca-Cola is still importing coca leaves, then what exactly are they using them for? The 2-person rule. Today, Coca-Cola's formula is so secretive that only 2 executives in the world know it at any given time. These 2 individuals are forbidden from traveling together, on the off chance that something happens to both of them. But here's where it gets even stranger. When one of them retires or leaves the company, they must personally pass on the formula, by word of mouth. That's right. No written records, no digital copies, no official documents. Think about that. An entire billion-dollar corporation is built around a formula that supposedly only exists in 2 people's minds. Why go to such extreme lengths to keep it hidden? The Coca-Cola vault. Real or a hoax? Coca-Cola boasts that their top-secret formula is locked away inside a high-security vault in the World of Coca-Cola Museum in Atlanta, Georgia. The vault is heavily protected, featuring biometric scanners, armed security, and a reinforced steel door that no one, not even employees, are allowed to enter. Sounds serious, right? But here's the thing. What if there's nothing inside? Some believe the vault is just a marketing stunt, a way to make Coca-Cola's formula seem more mysterious than it really is. Because if the formula is truly so valuable, why wouldn't they have multiple copies hidden in secret locations? Or, what if the secret isn't about the ingredients at all? Some experts believe Coca-Cola's true power isn't in the formula itself, but something far more powerful. And that's where things get really disturbing. Did a newspaper accidentally reveal Coca-Cola's biggest secret? For over a century, Coca-Cola's legendary formula has been one of the most closely guarded secrets in corporate history. Chemists, food scientists, and rival brands have all tried and failed to replicate the exact taste of Coca-Cola. But what if I told you that someone may have already uncovered the real formula, and no one even noticed? The 1979 newspaper leak. In 1979, a small newspaper in Atlanta published something shocking. A journalist at the Atlanta Journal-Constitution uncovered an old notebook, believed to belong to one of Coca-Cola's original executives. Inside, there was a handwritten recipe, one that looked suspiciously like the real Coca-Cola formula. And when they published it, the world went crazy. Was this the real Coca-Cola formula? The article listed the supposed exact ingredients in Coca-Cola, including coca extract, citric acid caffeine, sugar lime juice, vanilla caramel, and one mysterious ingredient labeled as Merchandise 7X. That last one? No one knows what it is. The formula was so detailed that chemists immediately tried to test it against real Coca-Cola, and the results were shocking. The leaked recipe produced a drink that tasted almost identical to Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola's response was suspicious. As soon as the formula was published, Coca-Cola went on full defense mode. They immediately denied everything, claiming that the published formula was fake. But here's where things get weird. If the formula was fake, why did Coca-Cola fight so hard to discredit it? Wouldn't they just ignore it if it wasn't a real threat? Some people believe that Coca-Cola wasn't just protecting its formula. It was protecting the illusion of secrecy itself. The true secret might not be in the formula. Because here's something to think about. What if the real secret isn't the recipe, but the branding? Coca-Cola's entire business strategy is built on the idea that its formula is special, irreplaceable, and impossible to copy. But what if it's not? What if Coca-Cola's taste is less about the ingredients and more about what we're told to believe? Because if the leaked formula was actually real, that would mean that anyone could make Coca-Cola at home. And if that were true, Coca-Cola's biggest secret isn't its ingredients, it's the illusion that those ingredients matter. But here's the twist. If Coca-Cola's formula isn't really a secret, then why have some people been willing to risk everything to get their hands on it? Because over the years, multiple employees have tried to sell the formula on the black market. Some were caught, some disappeared. And what happened to them will make you question just how far Coca-Cola is willing to go to protect its billion-dollar empire. How this one recipe made Coca-Cola worth $150 billion. Coca-Cola isn't just a drink, it's a global empire. With a market value of over $150 billion, Coca-Cola has built its fortune not just on taste, but on secrecy. But here's the real mystery. Is Coca-Cola's secret formula really what makes it so valuable? Or is there something far more powerful driving its success? For over a century, Coca-Cola has successfully convinced the world that its recipe is unique and irreplaceable. Think about it. There are thousands of cola brands worldwide, but none of them have been able to match Coca-Cola's dominance. And yet, in blind taste tests, most people can't tell the difference between Coca-Cola and generic cola brands. So if the formula isn't truly unique, then why does Coca-Cola still dominate the industry? Because Coca-Cola's true power isn't in its ingredients, it's in its branding. How Coca-Cola became more than just a drink. Cola has done something no other brand has ever done. It has turned its drink into an idea. When you think of Coca-Cola, you don't just think of a soda. You think of happiness, nostalgia, Christmas, the Olympics, summer vacations. Coca-Cola has attached itself to our emotions, our childhood memories, and even our culture. And that's not by accident, it's by design. Here's something shocking. Coca-Cola spends more on advertising than Microsoft and Apple combined. They've built their brand on one core message. Coca-Cola isn't just a drink, it's an experience. That's why Coca-Cola sponsors the biggest global events, from the FIFA World Cup to the Super Bowl, ensuring that no matter where you go, Coca-Cola is part of the moment. The $150 billion illusion. Here's the ultimate secret. Coca-Cola's biggest weapon isn't its recipe, it's its influence. By creating an illusion that their formula is one of a kind, Coca-Cola has made sure that no other cola brand will ever truly compete. Even if someone were to copy the recipe exactly, they wouldn't be able to copy the power of the brand. And that's why the formula will never be revealed, because Coca-Cola doesn't just want to protect its drink. It wants to protect the myth that has made it a $150 billion empire. But what happens when someone tries to steal the formula? What if I told you that multiple people have actually tried to steal the formula? Because over the years, former employees, corporate spies, and even hackers have attempted to sell Coca-Cola's biggest secret. Some were caught, some vanished, and some may have gotten away with it. What happened to them will make you question just how far Coca-Cola is willing to go to protect its empire. Ex-employees tried selling the formula. It didn't end well. For over a century, Coca-Cola's biggest secret has been its legendary formula. But what happens when someone tries to steal it? Because over the years, multiple employees, corporate spies, and even hackers have attempted to expose or sell the formula. And let's just say, it didn't end well. The 2006 Coca-Cola espionage scandal. In 2006, 3 Coca-Cola employees, attempted something insane. They tried to sell the company's secret formula to Pepsi. Yes, to their biggest rival. It all started when a Coca-Cola secretary named Joya Williams got access to classified company documents. Along with 2 accomplices, she reached out to PepsiCo, claiming they had highly confidential Coca-Cola trade secrets, including the recipe. To prove they were legit, they even sent a sample of a secret Coca-Cola product that hadn't been released yet. But instead of taking the deal, Pepsi reported them to the FBI. What happened next? A sting operation was set up, and when the 3 employees tried to exchange the formula for $1.5 million, the FBI arrested them on the spot. The result? Joya Williams was sentenced to 8 years in federal prison. Coca-Cola had won the battle, but this wasn't the first, and it wouldn't be the last attempt to steal the formula. In 1999, an unnamed Coca-Cola chemist disappeared after allegedly attempting to sell a version of the formula on the black market. According to reports, a buyer from Europe had agreed to pay millions for a verified copy of the Coca-Cola recipe. But just before the deal could be finalized, the seller vanished without a trace. To this day, no one knows what happened to them. Did they get caught? Did Coca-Cola silence them? Or did they actually get away with the formula? What's even stranger? No law enforcement agencies ever confirmed the case publicly. The entire story was erased, as if it never happened. The unsolved Coca-Cola hacking attempts. In the last 2 decades, hackers have repeatedly tried to infiltrate Coca-Cola's digital security. In 2012, a massive cyber attack targeted Coca-Cola's corporate servers, aiming to extract classified company files. The hackers? Never identified. In 2017, another attempted breach was discovered. But once again, Coca-Cola kept the details secret. The fact that these cyber attacks keep happening raises a huge question. Is someone still trying to expose the formula? Or is it possible that someone already has? How far would Coca-Cola go to protect its secret? If someone actually stole the Coca-Cola formula, we might never hear about it. Because Coca-Cola has spent decades crafting the illusion of secrecy. If the formula was ever leaked, would they admit it, or would they do everything in their power to make sure no one ever found out? One thing is clear. Anyone who has ever tried to expose the formula has faced serious consequences. But this leads to an even bigger question. If Coca-Cola's recipe is just sugar and water, why go to such extreme lengths to keep it hidden? Because maybe, just maybe, the formula isn't the only thing they're trying to protect. So, is it all a lie? The hidden trick behind Coca-Cola's formula. For over a century, Coca-Cola has successfully convinced the world that its formula is its most valuable asset. The company has built an empire of secrecy, locked away the recipe, and protected it with extreme security measures. But after everything we've uncovered, what if the secret formula isn't even real? The biggest twist of all. If Coca-Cola's formula is truly unique and irreplaceable, why can't most people tell the difference between Coca-Cola and generic cola in blind taste tests? Why have multiple chemists claimed to reverse engineer the formula, yet Coca-Cola remains untouchable? The truth might be more shocking than we ever imagined. Because what if Coca-Cola's biggest secret is that the formula doesn't matter at all? What makes Coca-Cola truly powerful isn't what's inside the can. It's what's inside your mind. Coca-Cola has mastered something far more valuable than ingredients, the power of perception. For decades, the company has spent billions on advertising, embedding its brand into our culture, our emotions, and our memories. When you think of Coca-Cola, you don't just think of a drink. You think of happiness, Christmas, family gatherings, the Olympics, the Super Bowl. And this is the real secret. Coca-Cola doesn't sell a drink. It sells an emotion. By creating an illusion that Coca-Cola is more than just a soft drink, they've made it irreplaceable. Even if someone were to perfectly copy the formula, they could never copy the brand. Here's something to think about. Coca-Cola isn't just selling Coca-Cola. They own over 500 beverage brands, including Dasani, Fanta, Sprite, and Powerade. So even if you don't drink Coca-Cola, you're still drinking Coca-Cola's products. They've embedded themselves into every aspect of the beverage industry, ensuring that no matter what you choose, Coca-Cola still wins. What does this mean for the formula? If the secret formula was ever exposed, would it even matter? Would it change the fact that Coca-Cola is the most recognizable brand in the world? Or would the company continue to dominate, not because of its formula, but because of the illusion it has created? Because the real secret isn't the recipe. The real secret is how Coca-Cola has manipulated perception for over 100 years. And that's why they'll do anything to keep the mystery alive. Would you still drink it? Now that you know the truth, would you still drink Coca-Cola? Or has this $150 billion secret changed the way you see it forever? Now that you know the truth, what do you think? Is Coca-Cola's secret formula really worth $150 billion? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe, because next time, we're exposing another billion-dollar mystery. You won't want to miss it. See you in the next one.